You're trying to lose weight. Throughout the day you're on track, you're training hard in the gym, but when it comes to an evening, you've had your tea, you then decide to have a little late night snack. But it's only a little treat, it's not got many calories in it. Is it? Is it really? Well, today we're going to find out if that really is the case, or if that late night snack may be the reason why the scales won't budge. For anyone new around here, hi, I'm Joe. I'm a Team GB gymnast turned fat loss coach, and I help people change their life, transform their bodies, and get into shape. If at any point throughout this video you think this guy knows what he's talking about a little bit, or maybe he could help me, in the description I've put everything you need to know in order for you to lose your next or first pound of body fat over the next 24 days for free. These are my top tips, need to know information in order to actually get the scales budging and the waistline shrinking. So get them now, they're free. So I've stolen some of your favorite late night, midnight snacks, and I'm going to show you the damage that they may just be doing to your fat loss journey. Now, it's worth mentioning that snacking on its own is not the enemy here. It's not the reason why you probably are struggling to lose body fat on its own. It is the whole picture, the lifestyle, the nutrition, the training, the activity levels together. If you're trying to lose body fat, you need to ensure you're in a calorie deficit, you are burning more calories than you are consuming. Day to day, this is how you're going to lose body fat, lose weight, and these snacks may just be stopping you from doing that. The aim here is to really give you an insight into these snacks and the calories that may be in them. So here's some of those snacks. Let's do this. Cereal. Now, this is, I'll be honest, not one of my favorite or go-to late night snacks, but I know many clients and many people whose it is their favorite thing. And yes, before you have a go at me, I've gone for the budget-friendly option because it was about 85p, and I'm not paying £4. I'm not paying 13 quid. Little Top Gear reference there for any of your Top Gear fans. I'm not paying £4 for some of branded cereal that I'm basically going to give away because I'm not going to eat it. But could cereal be actually the reason why you're not losing body fat? So we've got some chocolate hoops. I have no idea if you could guess what the actual name of this cereal would be, the chocolate hoops. However, so if we have a closer look at the calories here. So on the front, obviously it says per 30 gram serving. There's 113 calories in here. Now, I don't know if I've ever met anybody who has had a 30 gram serving of cereal. You certainly probably haven't. If you have, it'd be about that much. The tiniest amount. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at an average portion here. Now, studies suggest that people tend to have between 50 and 70 grams. So what I've done is we'll put it in the middle, average it out as 60 grams for our portion of cereal. So if you had 60 grams of this cereal, that would be 226 calories in the bowl before you add your milk. Now, of course, the type of milk you use is going to have a big effect here. But what we're going to do is we're going to base it off using semi-skimmed milk, because if you use any other type of milk, you're a little bit weird. Everyone's going to leave the video. But semi-skimmed milk is about 50 calories per 100 milliliters. So what we're going to do, we're going to say you're having 200 milliliters of milk with your cereal. That's about 100 calories on top of your 226 already, giving us a grand total of 326 calories. 326 calories for a little bowl of your favorite cereal as a midnight, late night snack. Could that be doing the real damage to your deficit? Next, coming in hot, we have biscuits, or more specifically in this case, bourbons. What's your favorite type of biscuit? I'd probably have to say mine is a hobnob. Now, that's a biscuit for dipping. Bit of Peter Kay in there. We're full of the references today, aren't we? So this is a bourbon cream. Well, it's a packet of bourbon creams, and per biscuit, there are 63 calories. I want you to picture this scene right now, okay? You just got home from a hard day's work, whatever you've been doing. Mrs., maybe you put the kettle on, whatever it is. You got a nice hot cup of tea. Do you want the Bickies, love? Yep, let's do it. Get them in, right? How many biscuits do you usually consume with a cup of tea? Because I would probably be about 5 or 6, okay? The calories are just stacking up here. If you were to consume the full pack of these biscuits, that would be 942 calories for the full pack. Now, I'm going to be honest, I would not consume the full pack. People out there may, but between you and your partner, you might do that quite easily. So let's say, for argument's sake, you did half the pack. This is a 200 gram packet, so that would be about 100 grams. That would give you a calorie total of 471 calories for some biscuits with a cup of tea. Next, for you crisp lovers out there, we've got a tub of Pringles. Now, these, from personal experience, I know, definitely go down too easy. You can be 1, 2 in, suddenly half the packet have gone. So how many calories are actually in these Pringles? Let's have a look. If you were to consume this whole tub of barbecue, Texas barbecue flavored Pringles, because this is the favorite flavor and the only flavor you should really eat, you would be having 858 calories. That's 858 calories for the tub of Pringles. Now again, of course, you're probably not going to consume the whole thing. You may, if you're sharing them, whatever. Let's half that, for example. That would give you 429 additional calories on top of what you've been consuming that day for some crisps as a bit of a snack. Nearly 500 calories for some crisps. Hopefully now you're getting this picture of actually where some of this damage may be happening in your diet. I know it's a little snack, but ultimately, do you know what calories you're consuming day to day? And do you know where those kind of holes in the bucket is actually causing the water to leak, or the calories in this point? Boom! Moving on. Now, it wouldn't be a late night snack without some sweets, and I've gone for some squashies. I don't know if they're called squishies then, but they're the kids' toys. We've gone for some squashies. Now, this is 140 grams, this packet. Let's have a look at the calories. So if you were to eat this whole packet of squashies, it would give you 498 calories. 498 calories. And I mean, half the bag, have I just opened it then? Oh dear. Half the bag is pretty much just air. Okay, let's be reasonable for a second. Say you have half a pack. That would still be 249 additional calories, adding to your daily calorie total, which may be the reason why the scales aren't budging. Do you like squashies? I'm not the biggest fan, I'd eat them, but how about you? By the way, while we're here, let me know what your go-to snack is in the comments. Choco, clap. Chocolate buttons. These are a great snack, aren't they? Yeah, we've all done this before. Do you want some buttons? Yep, a couple of buttons, easy. But how bad can these actually, and I mean, that's wrong. How bad? Nothing's actually inherently really bad for you. It's just the quality of the nutritional value and if it's very nutrient dense or not in the food you're consuming. So if you were to consume this whole bag, and again, can't lie, I'm not going to push it too hard, but half the packet is air. You can kind of hear that, can't you? 100 grams, you'd be looking at 535 calories for that whole pack of chocolate buttons. If you had a quarter, so a few buttons each, I would say, I don't know, maybe between like 6, 7, 8 buttons, yeah, little 6, 7 via there. That would be 134 calories. You can see how easily those just add on to your total and how easily they go down as well. And for the final late night snack, we've had the food, but we need something to wash it down. A can of Coke. Coca-Cola are going to be absolutely gutted to hear me say this with my incredibly large YouTube following. I don't drink full-fat Coke. In my head, when I work with people, one of the most common things that I get them to do is swap out high sugar, high calorie fizzy drinks, because for me, there's so many great replacements. And yes, there's going to be people there that are like, yes, it's like it says, delicious and refreshing. There's nothing like full-fat Coke. But for me, Coke Zero is great. Even I don't mind a Pepsi Max either. But for this can, how many calories are actually in this? And we're not talking about sugar content today. This is just for the calories. But obviously, ridiculous amount of sugar as well. So if you were to have some Pringles, have some chocolate buttons, and then wash it down with a can of this, I think it's quite fair to say you drink the whole can. That would be 139 calories. You can imagine suddenly these snacks start to add up. Can you imagine if you had 2 of these? That could ruin your deficit for the day. I'm at no point throughout this video going after your snacks, but I think it's really important that you're actually aware of how many calories are in some of these snacks that you pick up off the shelves for after tea, or it may be on your lunch break. When I start working with clients, this is why I get them to do a 3-day food diary. So I can have a look at exactly where their fat loss may be coming unstuck when it comes to their nutrition. Because suddenly, if you can remove some of these snacks, you could be suddenly losing body fat week in, week out without actually having to do much because you've just started controlling your nutrition. Oh no, he's got a whiteboard again. But hopefully, besides my terrible handwriting, this can help you see actually how snacking may be affecting your fat loss. So we're basing this off somebody consuming 2,000 calories a day that with activity is actually placing them in a small deficit, okay? So you can see here I've got a red line, 2,000 calories. The maintenance is slightly above that with the amount of activity, the training they're doing. So actually you see here, I've given some snacks with red dotted lines. So I've done 100 calories on the first day, 200 calories, 100, 200, 100, 200, 200. You can imagine from the snacks, actually that's probably quite conservative. I should probably have done some more. But you can see here there's 1,100 calories at the end of the week, additional. 1,100 calories that you could remove from your calorie total for the week from not having your late night or midnight snack. And unfortunately, the reality of this is it's probably a lot more than that. You're probably consuming 2,000 plus calories in snacks weekly, because I know I've done that before. I've been there and I've worked with hundreds of people that have too. Snacking isn't the only reason why you're probably struggling to see fat loss or to see the scales go down, but having that understanding of how many calories are in the foods we or you are consuming day in, day out is absolutely essential when it comes to a fat loss program or a fat loss phase. Having that knowledge and information empowers you to be able to make and understand better nutritional choices when it comes to lower calorie snacks, or maybe removing them entirely from your diet. If you want help losing your next pound of body fat over the next 24 days, I put all my best bits of information that you need to block out the noise and actually see the scales start budging in the description. The first link, you can grab them for absolutely free. And I've given you how many calories are in these snacks, but here I've actually given you some better alternatives to snacks that you can have that are lower calorie and won't affect your deficit. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.